Hello students of Standard 9. Welcome to DAV Mall Public School. I am your English teacher Jagruti Mishra. Let's begin our today's online session of English. Dear students, today we will revise the chapter My Childhood. My Childhood is written by APJ Abdul Kalam. Abdul Kalam's biography is titled as Wings of Fire, and this chapter, My Childhood, talks about the childhood of APJ Abdul Kalam. As we all know, he was the President of India and a great scientist too. APJ talks about his upbringings, his parents and siblings. He tells us about his friends and all those things that influenced his childhood. Let us see the chapter in detail. Now let us see the chapter in detail. APJ Abdul Kalam was born into a middle class Tamil family and his place of birth was Rameshwaram, is an island town in the state of Tamil Nadu in the Bay of Bengal. Today we know this state as Tamil Nadu, but when he was born at that time, the state was known as Madras state. APJ Abdul Kalam's father name was Jalaluddin. APJ says that his father was not very rich. He did not have wealth. He was not highly educated. But despite these disadvantages, he had some other qualities. He was naturally very wise and was generous too. APJ's mother was Ashima. She used to help his father. She was a great support and help to him. APJ's mother was also generous and kind-hearted. Every day she used to feed a lot of people. She fed a greater number of people from outside than the total number of the members in their family. Abdul Kalam had many siblings and he describes himself that he had short height and common looks. He did not have any exceptional looks. On the contrary, his parents were very tall and handsome. They were good looking. APJ did not inherit their physical qualities. APJ Abdul Kalam's ancestral house was very old. It was built in the 19th century. It was a Pakka house which was made of bricks and limestone. It was located on the mosque streets of Rameswaram. APJ's father was very simple, but he was very strict also. He wanted to live his life in a simple way, and he used to teach his children not to waste money on unnecessary things. APJ says that his father used to avoid any kind of inessential comfort and luxury. He provided them all the necessary things like food, clothes and medicines. APJ says that his parents fulfilled all his needs, whether it was any tangible thing or their love and affection. This shows that he has the quality of gratitude. APJ is very thankful to his parents for whatever they did for him. APJ was 8 years old when the Second World War broke in the year 1939. So we can calculate that he was born in the year 1931. The demand for tamarind seeds increased in the market. APJ used to collect and sell the tamarind seeds to a provision shop located on the mosque. He would earn a mere sum which equals to 6 paise. APJ Abdul Kalam's brother-in-law Jalaluddin used to tell him stories of the ongoing World War. Later, APJ used to read the newspaper Dinamani and used to look for the news of the same stories. Rameswaram was a small island town far away from land, so it was not affected by the World War in the beginning. But after some time, India had to join the war and combine with the Allied forces. Then a state of emergency was declared in the country. The first impact of World War II on the people of Rameswaram was the cancellation of the train stoppage at the Rameswaram station. Earlier, the train which came from India used to stop Rameswaram station and went further to Dhanushkodi. But now the halt was cancelled and the train went from India to Dhanushkodi without stopping at Rameswaram. With this, the newspaper bundle which used to come to Rameswaram was thrown out of the moving train as it reached Rameswaram road. APJ Kalam's cousin Samshuddin used to distribute the newspapers in Rameswaram. As the train stoppage was cancelled and the newspaper bundle was thrown out of the moving train, he needed someone to help him catch it. APJ helped Samshuddin by catching the bundle and distributing the newspapers. In return, Samshuddin used to pay salary, which was APJ's first earning. This incident happened 50 years ago. Even now, that is, when he wrote the book, he could feel the satisfied and proud of himself. For a child, the figure of authority is his parents, and the next figure of authority can be his teacher, a person who has authority over the child. APJ is saying that whenever a child is born, he has some qualities which he acquires from the elders in his family. These depend upon the social status of the family and the environment at home. From his father he inherited honesty and self-discipline, and from his mother he inherited faith in goodness and deep kindness. His siblings also inherited these qualities from his parents. Dear students, here we end our today's session. We will continue with this story again in our next session. APJ had three best friends during his childhood. Their names are Ramananda Shastri, Arvindan and Shiv Prakashan. All of them belonged to a very strict Hindu Brahmin families and were ardent followers of their religion. As APJ was from a Muslim family, he says that during his childhood, all the children were so close to each other that they felt that they belonged to they never felt that they belonged to different religions. Religion was not a barrier in their friendship. There is a very famous temple in Rameswaram, the Rameswaram temple. APJ's best friend Ramananda Shastri was the son of Pakshi Lakshmana Shastri, the priest of this temple. When these three friends grew up, Ramananda Shastri took the priesthood of the Rameswaram temple. Arvind started a business of transporting the pilgrims to and from the Rameswaram temple, and Shiv Prakashan became a catering contractor for the Southern Railway, was in charge of the catering of the railways. Whenever the Sri Sita Rama Kalyanam ceremony used to take place, APJ's family also took part in it. They used to arrange the boards for it. They used to make a special platform on the boats on which the statue of Rama and Sita were placed and transported from the temple to the marriage site, which was in the middle of the pond named Ramatirtha. This pond was near APJ's house. When he was growing up, he never thought that there was any difference between Hindus and Muslims as they participated in the Hindu festivals wholeheartedly. APJ says that they listen to the stories from the Ramayana and the life of Prophet from their mother and grandmother as bedtime stories. So, they listen to stories of both Hindu gods and Muslim gods. There was no differentiation on grounds of religion. As APJ Abdul Kalam belonged to a Muslim family, he used to wear a cap on his head which identified him as a Muslim. His friend Ramanatha Shastri, who was the son of a priest of Rameswaram temple, belonged to a Hindu family, used to wear the sacred thread worn by Brahmins. When these children were in class 5, a new teacher came to their class. APJ Abdul Kalam recalls an incident which happens then. This new teacher could not tolerate that a Hindu priest's son was sitting next to a Muslim boy. He told APJ to go and sit on the last bench as he belonged to a lower rank of the society. Both the children felt very bad. When APJ changed his seat and went back and sat on the last bench, Ramanatha felt very bad. APJ still remembers the image of his friend Ramanatha crying. It was a feel. It left a lifelong impression on Kalam of his friend's feeling for him. Both children went home and told their parents about this incident, and Ramanatha's father, Lakshmana Shastri, called the new teacher and scolded him. He told him not to kill the children's friendship by putting the venomous discrimination of caste and religion into their innocent minds. Lakshmana Shastri was very clear in himself. He told the teacher either you are sorry for the wrong or you have done well, or else leave the school and Rameswaram town also. The teacher asked sorry for the mistake he had done, and due to Lakshmana Shastri's discrimination, his thought about religion and caste changed. Abdul Kalam's science teacher Subramanya Iyer was a religious person, an orthodox Brahmin but was a rebellious type of person. He did not believe in distinction on the basis of caste system. He worked very hard to break these social barriers. He wanted that people of different castes should interact with each other. He encouraged APJ Abdul Kalam to work hard so that he could be at the same level as highly educated people who lived in big cities. Subramanya Iyer's wife belonged to a traditional and orthodox Brahmin family. She followed the religion very strictly, and to keep the kitchen pure, no one from an inferior religion was allowed to enter the kitchen. When Subramanya Iyer called APJ Abdul Kalam for dinner at his home, his wife feared that the boy from a Muslim family would make her kitchen impure. She refused to serve him food in her kitchen. Subramanya Iyer was neither upset nor angry. He himself served food to APJ and sat down beside him to eat. His wife stood beside the kitchen door and looked at APJ while he was having food. APJ says that he doesn't think that he felt there was any differences in the way he was having his food or the way he was drinking water, in the way he cleaned the floor after the meal. He wants to highlight that religion does not matter as it does not alter the way in which a person eats food. When APJ was about to leave Subramanya Iyer's house, he invited him for dinner once again. When Subramanya Iyer saw that APJ Abdul Kalam was hesitant, he asked him not to be upset. He asked that if he had decided to change the system to go against the norms of society, he had to be strong and brave and comfort the situation. When he visited Subramanya Iyer's home for dinner the next week, his wife made him sit in the kitchen and served him food with her own hands. This is the change that happened. When the Second World War got over in the year 1945, India was about to get freedom, which happened in the year 1947. M.K. Gandhi, known as the father of nation, was a crucial part of India's freedom struggle. He said that Indians would build their own India. The entire country was filled with hope and happiness. Everyone was experiencing such a feeling which they had never felt before. Everyone was hoping that now they would get their freedom. APJ asked his father to allow him to go to Ramanathapuram, which was the district headquarters for higher studies. In reply, his father told him he knew that APJ needed to go away so that he could move ahead in life. He gave the example of seagull which flies away in the sky all alone and does not have a nest. It means it does not have a home of its own as it keeps flying from one place to another. When APJ's mother came to know that he was about to leave home and wanted to go to Ramanathapuram for higher studies, she got upset. APJ's father tried to calm her down and told her a few lines from a famous poem titled Your Children, written by Khalil Gibran. He said that your children are not your children, they are the children of life. Don't think that you can rule your children. They are a result of life's desire for itself. They have their own thoughts. He asked her to give him freedom to fulfill their thoughts. So, dear students, here we end this lesson. Dear students, based on our today's revision, here are some questions for you to solve. Thank you. Have a nice day.